Welcome to the F1 Slop channel, and today I'm talking about the Austrian Grand Prix. The majority of this Grand Prix was basically dead, and I was contemplating if I even had enough things to talk about for a video, and then all of a sudden hit the fan. The race started off with Leclerc continuously getting handed diabolical bad luck since winning the Monaco Grand Prix. Nothing else happened until Alonso terrorised Zhou. Then at some point he was fighting the Alpines with Ocon, who was doing exactly what you'd expect of him. Also, the Alpine drivers were quick to demonstrate that they despise each other's existence. Then, halfway through the race, Haas, or whatever the plural for Haas is, are bothering Verstappen trying to unlap themselves. In fact, there are plenty of cars trying to unlap themselves, including Leclerc. Then the real catalyst which made this race interesting was a rare pit stop mistake from Red Bull. Verstappen also locks up, which speeds up the rate at which Norris is catching. Now at this point Norris is right up Verstappen's arse. But before we get to the nuclear fallout which consequently happened, I'm going to do a quick rundown of all the past Grand Prix that led up to this moment. Lando and Max knew each other before Formula 1. I don't know the exact details, but here's a picture of them together when they were younger. They have always been friendly, and probably the Netherlands' second favourite driver has been Norris. Or at least that is what I'd assume, because those guys that made that Supermax song also made a song for Lando. Yes, I am letting 3 guys represent a population of 17.7 million. So let's start at the Miami Grand Prix. Verstappen is leading, but Piastri isn't too far behind, showing McLaren's pace isn't too far off the Red Bulls. The front runners start pitting, but Norris stays out. Then all of a sudden, Magnussen assassinates Logan Sargent and causes a safety car which hands the lead over to Norris as he stayed out. He then continues to lead and he wins the race, putting an end to his nickname, Lando No Wins. He even sells merch trying to claim back the word, showing he was never bothered by it. But really, it just comes off as that Wojak with like the crying face and then like the smug mask on top. There are some comments about how he only won because of the safety car, which plants a seed in Norris's head that he still needs to prove himself. At Imola, McLaren was the fastest car, but Verstappen made the difference. During the closing laps, Norris was hounding Verstappen but still couldn't find a way past, which further added to the speculation that Norris is a serial win bottler. Canada was a chaotic race where several drivers were in contention for the win, including Norris, who took the lead at one point, but ultimately race strategy let him down, so we'll let him off for this one. In Spain, Norris, incredible slander name, which essentially makes fun of the excuses Norris fans gives to Norris as to why he hasn't won more races. But anyway, in Spain, Lando bottles the start again, and this essentially loses the race as he is behind Russell and Verstappen. In the Austrian sprint race, Norris is the fastest and he makes a move on Verstappen, but like another British driver, he does not know how to cover the inside line from Verstappen, and Verstappen dive bombs Norris back, which then also leaves space for Piastri to squeeze through, which leads to another bottled win. Now, by this point, Norris is quite frustrated. You can see it in his interviews where he admits he has the fastest car. Now, every driver is egotistical and believes they're the best, right? So when Norris keeps on losing to Verstappen, who everyone deems the best, he is going to get frustrated and would want to demonstrate wheel to wheel he's on Max's level. Which leads us on to the incident. Norris is behind Verstappen. He makes his first move, but Verstappen declines the opportunity to make a move on him by moving during braking. Then the frustrated Norris executes a diabolical dive bomb on Verstappen. We then get a recreation of Austria 2019, however Verstappen doesn't even bother staying on the track so that he keeps his momentum going onto the straight. At this point, both drivers are complaining about each other. Also, if you were wondering why Verstappen is defending so viciously, it is because he has an abusive parent. And this has led to a mindset where Verstappen would rather die than not win, and as a result, he desperately does not want Norris to pass. Additionally, as I've said before, Norris is frustrated and wanting to prove himself, so by this point we were all expecting a crash to happen, and this is exactly what happened. Both had punctures, Norris destroyed his car, and Verstappen proceeded to finish in 5th. Afterwards, Norris threatened Verstappen with the "I don't want to be friends anymore" move, and Verstappen responded with the "I don't give a f." Russell inherited the lead after winning and then proceeded to emote on us all. Also, don't let this distract you from the fact Perez finished in P7 behind Hülkenberg in a Haas and is almost P7 in the standings, whilst Verstappen is leading over second by 81 points.